In level 2, you will be solving linear and absolute value equations. This first one is definitely review, so pause the video and try and solve part 2a. If you got -2 for your answer, you're good to go. You can fast forward my explanation for 2a. If not, see if you can figure out what you did wrong, or you can listen to my explanation. What I would do in this problem is first I would distribute the 3 to the first set of parentheses, and you get 6x minus 3. And then next we need to distribute this negative to the second set of parentheses, and we get negative 4x minus 7. A common mistake is to put plus 7 there and mess up distributing the negative. On the right side of the equation, 2/3 times 6x. A trick here is to divide the 6x by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, which gives me 2 times 2x, which is 4x. Using that same trick right here, 9 divided by 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6. And on the left side of the equation, I'm going to combine like terms. 6x minus 4x is 2x. Negative 3 minus 7 gives me negative 10. Now I need to get my variables on one side. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, and I get negative 10 equals 2x minus 6. And then I'm going to add 6 to both sides, and we get negative 4 equals 2x. Next I would divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals negative 2. The next example looks a little more difficult because it has fractions in it. It is a linear equation, but this problem will be a lot easier if we get the fractions to go away. And we can do that by multiplying both sides of the equation by the least common denominator, or the least common multiple of the denominators. The least common multiple of 5 and 15 is 15. So if I multiply both sides of the equation by 15, my denominators will cancel out, and I'll get an equation that's much easier to solve. When I multiply 15 by this first term, the 15 cancels with the 15 in the denominator, and you just get 2x plus 3. Multiplying 15 by this next term, I can divide 15 by 5 first, which gives me 3, and then I can just multiply 3 times the quantity x minus 2. On the other side, I can divide 15 by 5 first and get 3 times 2, which is 6. Now go ahead and finish this problem. If you got 3 for your answer, fast forward my explanation, and if not, go ahead and listen. I'm going to distribute the negative 3 right here, and I get 2x plus 3 minus 3x plus 6 equals 6. Next, I'm going to combine like terms on the left side, and I get negative x plus 9 equals 6. Subtract 9 from both sides, I get negative x equals negative 3. Divide both sides by negative 1, and x equals 3. The second part of level 2 is solving absolute value equations. If you recall, we solve absolute value equations by first isolating the absolute value. So in this first problem, I want to get the absolute value of x minus 1 by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 5 to both sides. And I get negative 2 times the absolute value of x minus 1 equals negative 8. Next, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2, and we get the absolute value of x minus 1 equals 4. Now that I have the absolute value by itself, I want to make sure that the number on the right side is positive because absolute value quantities can only be positive. And since it is, I'm going to go ahead and split this into two equations. This quantity x minus 1 could equal positive 4, or it could equal negative 4 because after taking the absolute value, that would come out to be positive 4. So my second equation is x minus 1 equals negative 4. And I'm going to solve both equations and end up with two solutions. On the left side, adding 1 to both sides, you get x equals 5. And on the right side, adding 1 to both sides, we get x equals negative 3. In the next equation, it looks a little more involved because it combines function composition with an absolute value equation. It says to find all values of x such that f of g of x equals 7. Remember, we can write this like that. It means the same thing. And this means that g of x is being plugged into f. So this expression, x plus 4, is being plugged into the variable in the function f. So plugging x plus 4 in for x in the first equation, you get negative 3 times the absolute value of 2. And here's where I plug in x plus 4. And then plus 3, close my absolute value, plus 1, and then we're setting it equal to 7 because of this equation right here. Next, I would simplify the inside of the absolute value, and we get 2x plus 8. Adding 3 onto that, I get 2x plus 11 inside the absolute value. And now I want to isolate the absolute value. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides first and get negative 3 times the absolute value of 2x plus 11 equals 6. Then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3, and we get the absolute value of 2x plus 11 equals negative 2. Now at this point, I would split it into two equations, except that since I have a negative right here, this equation has no solution. There is no way this could ever equal a negative number. An absolute value is always a positive quantity, so this is a no solution.